Hello. Good morning. The boxes are multiplying behind me on this table. The boxes are multiplying. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1594. It is Friday, and the Cubs are winners of the wild card round. A nice win, an exciting win. Unlike Thursday, when it felt like it was an unwinnable game against the Padres in game 2. Yesterday felt the exact opposite. There was like positive energy in the air, and the Cubs win. Exciting game, big win. I've already booked my plans for game 3 at Wrigley Field and game 5, if necessary, at Miller Park or whatever the hell they call it in Milwaukee. I like to call it Wrigley North. Cubs get home games the entire series. How about that? Home games for the entire round. Unheard of. Wrigley and flagship Wrigley Field and Wrigley North in Milwaukee. So looking forward to that. Game 1 is tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock game. If the TV schedule, I think for the first time in history, I was actually rooting for the result of a game because it determined the start time of a game. I don't think I've ever had that before, but I wanted a night game tomorrow because I'll be likely driving home from Anawan tomorrow afternoon. So I'll probably, I usually leave around 10, 11. So I'll probably, the first couple innings, I'll have to listen to on the radio. But the Yankees won, so that made the Cubs-Brewers game a 1 o'clock start. If the Red Sox would have won, it would have been an 8 o'clock Cubs-Brewers start, which I think it is an 8 o'clock start on Monday. So game 1 Saturday, game 2 Monday, both in Milwaukee. Game 3 is the first game of the series in Chicago at Wrigley. That's the game I'm going to. I don't even know what time it starts, but I got a ticket. I'm going. Game 5, my buddy texted me last night. He's like, "Hey, I've got an extra ticket for game 5 if it happens." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm game. I'll go." I love Milwaukee, Chicago. I mean, it's super easy for travel. You can go to all the games. So gonna cost you a pretty penny, but you can do it. So I'm excited for playoff baseball, divisional series, Brewers Cubs starting tomorrow. Fun game. What else is going on? Hey, I did an eBay live yesterday. That was probably my best daytime eBay live ever. It was wild. It started off better than Tuesday's daytime stream. Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday, man, has been brutal. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, epic. And yesterday started off okay. Like I wasn't having any no-say. There was a stretch where I had like 3 or 4, like, okay, here we go. We're in the downturn. But then all of a sudden I started running, I think, football, and then boom, everybody woke up. Everybody wanted football. For an example, I bought, because I was bored on Sunday at the Madison Pokemon show, I had a couple of dealers that had sports packs and boxes. One of my dealers had mega boxes of the new Donruss Elite. And I'm like, so I was looking for like this year's football product at a decent price. Like I'll pay the upcharge because it's for entertainment purposes. And then later it ended up being profit. I didn't think it would be. So one of my dealers had 2025 Donruss Elite mega boxes. My mega box stunk. No patch, no auto. It did have the 4 serial numbered cards, but it was one of my serial numbered cards was Dave Craig. Dave fucking Craig was one of my serial numbered cards. Let's see. I think there were 2 rookies and 2 vets. Dave Craig, Jalen Walker, I think was a rookie color, and 2 other guys that So it was a stinker, and it was, I think, an $80 box. So I'm like, well, I got some Donruss Elite from this year. Oh my God. Peyton Manning base sold for $8. Eric Dickerson sold for $6 for a quarter card of Eric Dickerson. So needless to say, I made my money back on, I think Caleb Williams sold for $8 or $10, second year base card. So things were going hot and heavy. I had some people asking for progressives to end it. I'm pretty sure this was the highest progressive has ever gone in one of my eBay live streams. And it sold for, let me get the number out, $343. $343 on the progressive. It was 100 cards total. 100 cards total, plus I threw in an extra. I threw a bonus card in because it went so high. I threw in a Kirk Cousins rookie PSA 10 because I'm like, this is insane. I mean, there was a lot of good stuff. Like there were top rookies that were selling in the same stream for $5 to $10. Were inside this lot that ended up selling for about $3.50 a card. So I'm happy when I get $1 a card in a lot. I'm freaking jumping on the moon when it hits $3.50 per card in that lot. So it was a great eBay live stream. I wanted to look at my numbers. I am actually this month, but I did take Wednesday. I didn't do anything on Wednesday. So I'm down 16%, which isn't too bad. Same period last year. Of course, this is only basically 2 days. So I am down from last year, same time period a year ago. Wow, down 4%. But my numbers, what's my numbers now? And I do have some outs. I have some auctions from yesterday that didn't were not auto pay for some reason. That's still happening. I don't know why. I haven't looked at my numbers compared to last year through yesterday's stuff. Up 259% year over year. So that's good. Quantity is up 22%. I added a whole bunch, added about 40 cards last night as I was watching the Cubs game. I wanted to add some wrestling so I could, in the description, put, so I've decided to go wrestling nights on Thursday. Just remember how I was going to do vintage on Thursdays? Well, vintage is harder to source. Good stuff at good prices, harder to source. Wrestling, not so much. Plus, as you can see next to me, this is all wrestling. This is every single box on this table is wrestling. So I've got enough wrestling we can do a wrestling night for a while. So some of the stuff that Oddball does not sell well, no matter if it's sports or wrestling, just does not sell well on eBay Live. So I took some of the stuff that I knew wouldn't sell well on eBay Live, or like Bob Backlund. I had a Bob Backlund National Treasures numbered to 99. That would probably sell for $1 on eBay Live. I listed it for $5. Somebody sent me an offer last night, same day, for $4. Accept. I'm happy with that. And then there was some other stuff that I listed. I listed some of the higher. I had a couple SGC 10s. I think AJ Styles SGC 10 Auto and Alexa Bliss Pink Shimmer SGC 10 non-auto. So I put those up. Those I'll probably run at some point on eBay Live, but I kind of want those as advertisement. Draw people into Core, and then when they click on it, they're like, "Oh, eBay Live, what's this?" And trying to draw new people into the live platform. So that's kind of what the idea was behind adding that inventory to my Buy It Now section. Madison Card Show, October, coming up. We're 3 weeks away. This one's coming up fast. Saturday, October 25th. This is the big one at the Alliant Energy Center, over 250 tables. Those that did not rebook your tables, you have about an hour to secure your spots. They will go public at 10, probably a little, I said 10 o'clock. I'm a little slow this morning. So 10 o'clock, those are going on sale. The password protection is going to be removed, and anybody can purchase tables. Now, if somebody that had a table last month, 2 months ago, last month, does rebook in the public process, I won't be laying the map out. So I'm leaving all of the open spots open. So between now and when it fills up, you can still retain your spot. Because once I start filling in. So that's kind of how that's going to work. So you've got about an hour if you did not rebook. And there's some names, and I'm tired of following up with people. I'm not going to follow up anymore. So book now or hold your peace. So let's see, I think they didn't. So there you go. So there's quite a few that did not rebook. A lot on the Pokemon side, surprisingly. It's weird. Every other month, it's like Pokemon is not. Where's my window at? There we go. It was June. We had more sports interest than Pokemon. August, we had more Pokemon interest than sports. Right now, remains to be seen. But right now, it's. I wonder what the. All right, let's just count dealers for sports. This is who's booked for October. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So 35 sports vendors have rebooked. Now let's look at TCG. 1, 2, so 35. Write that down. 35. TCG, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Wow, it's about even. Oh, I did not. Atrium. Premium spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sports, 1 Pokemon. So 6. So there's actually, more sports vendors right now than 41 to 37. But a lot of spots remain, and those will be opening up in about an hour. Madison Card Show Alliant Energy Center, Saturday, October 25th. What else is going on? So we did an eBay Live. I got a haircut. And watch the Cubs win. Today, I was thinking about doing a live, squeezing a quick live in today. I'm not going to have time because I'm running a little late this morning. I've got to get the Madison Card Show stuff figured out, and then I want to do some shipping before I leave this afternoon. It's homecoming. It's homecoming in Anawan. It's a big game too, so I'm glad. I'm really happy that I made the effort to head back for this game. It's homecoming. It's always fun because my hometown only gets 1 football game a year. The other games are played at their co-op partner in Kewanee at Wethersfield High School. So it's special when Anawan gets to host a football game. Not only that, the Anawan Wethersfield Titans are really good this year. They're 5-0, and they're playing Stark County, which has always been a big rival, and they're also 5-0. So basically, tonight's game is going to decide the conference. Winner automatically booked into the playoffs with that 6th win. So it's going to be a good night, fun night. Hopefully the Titans can pull off a win. I'm excited to see some friends again, some high school classmates. They've got kids on the team. So will be fun. Anawan, Wethersfield Titans versus the Stark County Rebels. All right, let's go into the chat. We will do name that player today. I'm just going to do some packs today because obviously I didn't plan ahead because I don't do that. Michael Renicky, good morning. Peter's in the house. Happy Friday. Says, go baseball. The boxes are gremlins. They are. They're multiplying. Red Lights in the house. Good morning. Sugar Shane is here. Go Cubs, go. John says, it looks like you're, quote, cleaning. Yeah. My room next door, I was making progress, and that progress has been completely demolished. Dat dude says, what's up? We all have a room that looks exactly like that. Amen. John says, it looks like your cleaning is going like my cleaning. Makes a much bigger mess first. Absolutely. Michael says, grown. Not another one and done for the Brewers. It's just ingrained in me now. Game 1 will be a big telltale. I'm a little nervous for the Cubs for Game 1 because they've used a lot of pitchers. I'm interested to see what they do with the divisional series roster. You know, Cade Horton is on the IL. I think he'll be eligible to come back Game 4 or Game 5. Will they, in a 5-game series, will they put him? Will they use a spot in the? I mean, it's probably not even at this point in time. You know, we're still a week away from where Game 5 would be Saturday. So yeah, it's like, I hope it doesn't go 5 games. I hope the Cubs can close it out in 3 or best of 5. So 3 games. I hope the Cubs can, a 3-game sweep would be perfect because I'd be there for Game 3. So do they even put him on the divisional roster? Because it's an unknown, and you really need to utilize those pitching spots. We see, especially in the playoffs, the way I'm old man here. I've already complained about this week, how managers use pitching, and it's not just Craig Counsell. That was like his Brewers fans are beefing Craig Counsell didn't know how to manage pitchers, all that. But it's all across baseball. It's not just this manager, that manager. It's just playoff baseball. It's overusing relievers and underusing starters. That's just the name of the game in today's Major League Baseball. It sucks. I hate it. So now it's like, who do you use? Who do you put on the divisional? Does one of the I don't even think the Cubs used Aaron Savale, but they overused everybody else. It's like, Jesus. Orlando, what's going on? Good morning. Unicorn, what's happening? Johnny says, John Mabey says, Topps basketball presale today. Are you going to order any? I am not going to order any. And this is, I believe, the first product with licensed uniform, like logos. We get logos. Topps is using the same design as baseball. I don't like it. What are your thoughts on that? I think it looks really, for some reason, this design for basketball looks really boring. It worked for baseball, but maybe it's because I've seen it. Maybe it's boring because I've seen it. And I think that's kind of the way I think. It's like, well, that's boring. I've seen it before. Ooh, something new and shiny I like. So I think maybe it's just that mindset I have. But I like different designs for different sports. I understand from a business standpoint, you have to put a lot less resources in design when doing one-size-fits-all designs. So I guess we'll know what the football. When do they get the license? Is it next year? Is it in the spring? It's like April 1st. And I assume it'll be last year. Are they going to do 2025 last seasons in April and just push out product in April and May in the off season? I guess we know what the design will be. Unicorn says, I know I'm being a bit of a Debbie Downer here, but in my opinion, those bobbleheads are a bit of wasted space. So I don't care what you think, unless you really enjoy them. What would you put in there? Do I really enjoy them? No, but am I going to move them? Also no. Yeah, that's my bobblehead space. So I really don't care what you think. Bottom line, I don't give a shit. It probably looks a little goofy because they're like all pushed together when the cleaners come. They dust them and move them all over, and I just never move them back. It's like, because by the time I realize it, it's like, well, the cleaners come back on Tuesday. It's Friday. I'm going to put them back in place, and then they're just going to be moved again in 3 or 4 days. So what about the wasted space in the card shelf over here? Dat Dude says, once in a lifetime opportunity to hit every game. Use that live money and turn it into a business expense by doing an on-location sale. Gem City says, buy it now, ain't dead. I love listening to you count. Max says, I believe I booked. I think you did. Yeah, you would have been one person that I would have reached out to. I've reached out to some people and like, oh yeah, I forgot to do it, and still haven't done it. And so for those people, I'm not going to be sad if they lose a table. Where's Max? You are booked. You are good to go. Unicorn says, if a dealer has a wall space with an outlet, would it be held against them if they propped up a TV and broadcast any professional sports games that were on? So if a dealer has a wall space with an outlet, it would not be held. I would encourage that as long as it didn't interfere with the flow of traffic, as long as it wasn't bothering other dealers, in that's subjective, as long as it's not too loud, if the volume was up. Now, for the October show, the only way a dealer has an outlet is if they pay $160, because the venue charges for, it's $160 per outlet. And so you're shit out of luck if you don't want to pay. You don't get electricity. You got to pay it. That's going straight. I'm not taking any money off the top. That's my charge. That's the charge they charge me, $160. So no, it would not be held against them. Found treasures. Good morning. But they could do that at the hotel. And, people do. Like I've had dealers with an iPad that put an iPad up on the table with a game playing. My games are on Saturdays, so it's my shows are on Saturdays. So usually it's playoff football or college football. Gem City says, what's the line on the homecoming game? They do have lines on high school football. And it's not like Vegas. It's not betting lines. It's just, this has been going on for, when I was working in radio 20 years ago, they had, this team's a favorite. Let me see. I think it might be Max Preps has, let's just look up Illinois. I can't remember what I think they call them projections. I don't know. Massey ratings. That was what it was that I always used. Let's see. Illinois games. Let's see. Let's type in. Probably be easier to find Stark. All right, so Stark County. Oh wow! So the Anawan Wethersfield is a 26.5 point favorite tonight. 26.5 points. That's a big spread. The projected final score, according to Massey ratings, is 41-14 in favor of my Anawan Wethersfield Titans. They have a 92% chance of winning. So the over-under is 57.5 points. Anawan Wethersfield's been putting up some points this year. Their final results, 42-6, 44-7, 42-20, 41-14, and last week 35-14, which Anawan was probably an underdog in last week's game going into the game. So there you go. Big time favorite. I thought it would be a lot closer than that. Max says, see the Padres walking off the field wild, went after the umps. Was that real? I saw a video and I'm like, is this AI or did this really happen? That was wild. And Xander Bogaerts, woof, something must have been said, because he all of a sudden went from like semi-upset to like pissed off beast mode. Max says, don't worry, Mikey. Devin Williams isn't there anymore. Unicorn says, my daughter is too old now to have a playroom, so my cards have taken it over. Hey, that's a win for you. Max says, at some point, players need to play the game out. Gem City says, yeah, Padres with a classy look. Stay classy, San Diego. Tiger says, good morning, all. Great to see Detroit get by Cleveland. I was rooting for the Tigers. Yeah, good to see the Tigers move on. Where the hell did my phone go? Lost my phone. Unicorn says, Topps is the king of using the same designs. At least back in the day, they used different designs. Max says, good for the billionaires. Bottom line, no research and development on the set. Gem City says, I don't care. LOL. Cody, what's up? Good morning. Is Ethan on the roster? He was not on the wild card roster, and remains to be seen if he'll be on the divisional roster. It'll be interesting to see what they do. If they sit a reliever, they didn't even use Aaron Savale. But some of those guys some of them they'll need. So it'll be. Does Javier Assad get on the make the roster? I don't know. So the way they've handled him this year, the Cubs have really, in my opinion, mishandled him. So I would think they probably won't put him on the roster. Max says, bobbleheads on display are great. What should be there? 4 rows of semi-stars from the 90s for the live? LOL. John says, I hate the design, but people are going to go nuts chasing Cooper Flag. Max says, I try and just do it as soon as I get the notification. Otherwise, I will forget. Yeah. That's kind of it's. And there's like a deadline. And I've mentioned it. It's been on the Facebook page. 2 emails have been sent. I've personally reached out to a few. I can't hold hands and do it for you. So Lofi Joe says, if there was a line, someone is betting legal or not. Gem City says, I'll take the over. I'll take the under. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I'm going to take the under. What was the 57.5? I'm going to take the under because I think it's going to be, I think it'll be in the 4. I think the total score will be in the 40s because I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think Antoine Weathersfield, and I'm a little nervous about the game. But I think I would be, I think it's going to be 21-14, something, or 21-12 or 21-13. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I would take the under on Antoine Weathersfield versus Stark County. This is not betting advice. But if I were putting money down on this high school football game, I would take the under. Lofi Joe says, course, my high school football team has only had 2 winning seasons in the last 30 years. So there is that. At least my senior year was one of them. LOL. Well, that's a bummer. We've had a pretty good, we've co-opted with, when I was in high school, they were our rivals. They won a state championship, I think the year or 2 after I graduated high school. It was right before we co-opted. So Anawan has never won a state championship in football. We made the Final Four, I think 3 or 4 times in the 80s and 90s. And then I think a Final Four in 2002 or 3, right before the co-op. And then the co-op, since in the last 20 years, the co-op, I think, has made 5 Final Fours, but not a championship. Their best opportunity, their best talent, because they made the Final Four and just missed out on the championship game in 2019. Was it 2019? And then 2020 was COVID. 2020 would have been their best chance because they had everybody back. They had every player back from a team that almost made the state championship game. And there was no football that year. So that sucked. And one of the players, the quarterback on that team, went on to play baseball at the University of Illinois. Unicorn says, did you play Lofi Joe? Lofi Joe was a safety. Nice. My senior year, we were 2-7. We were not good. My class, we were not very athletic. I wasn't even on the team, so I can't bitch. But we did win our homecoming game. We blew out Biggsville Union in our homecoming game. And I can't remember who the other. We only made the playoffs 1 year that I was in high school. And it was a first round loss all the way down at Hardin Calhoun. Long bus ride. That was our junior year. We got beat like 42-6. I worked at the grocery store that day and was probably on the radio. So we did not have much success. We had a lot of success in the 80s and 90s. Even in the 70s, late 70s, there was a couple playoff runs. 80s and 90s were really good. And then by the mid 90s, the talent, when my class and the classes around me came along, we let the town down in the late 90s, and then had a little resurgence in the early 2000s. The co-op happened. They've been really good. Let's play Name That Player. I'm going to do random packs. Let's actually, you know what? We're just going to do one football pack. One football pack. What time is it? 9:30. All right. 89 Pro Set. This is series 2. There could be a Barry Sanders or a Troy Aikman rookie in this pack. These packs have sold for as high as $25 on my eBay live stream. And here I am wasting $25 on Name That Player. But that's what I'm here for. I paid 75 cents for this pack, so I'm okay. All right, Name That Player. Let's get that leaderboard up. I don't have any banner going. There we go. Max has retained the lead. He's at 10 points. Dat Dude from Duryea is at 7. Uncle Rich is at 5. John Maybe's at 4. And we've got Merle, Michael, and Dave, and Peter all at 2. The 4 apostles. All right, so let's do 89 Pro Set. Probably one of my favorite, my second favorite football design of all time. Behind the 86 tops. All right, so first up, let's see. Unicorn Cupcake says Jackson, LOL, $25, right? Vern Lundquist, Thomas, nope, it's none of those. Here's the first card up, 89 Pro Set, rookie card, number 1 pick. Who's this guy? Last names, and must be spelled correctly. This one's pretty easy to spell. Last name must be spelled correctly. Who is this guy? He was a rookie, played for the Florida Gators. It is not Tony Mandrich. It is not Donovan. It is Trace Armstrong. Dat Dude. Trace Armstrong. Chicago Bears. Bear down. Trace Armstrong. Dat Dude with the point, and he's closing in. He's at 8. All right, next up, we've got another easy-to-spell last name. And, it looks to be another Chicago Bear. Wouldn't it be awesome if we got a Barry Sanders rookie in this pack? That would be freaking cool. I'd sell it on eBay Live. Who's this guy? Chicago Bears, number 84. It is not Remington. It is not Smith. It is not Barry. It is not Davis. It is 84, but that's not the correct answer. It is Ron Morris. Ron Morris. Dat Dude from Duryea. 2 for 2. Ron Morris. We're at 9. Closing in on that number 1 spot. All right, next up. We've got a tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles tight end. Rich says, hit that like button. Nice haircut. Thank you. A little too short for my liking, but I'll just wear a hat. Philadelphia Eagles tight end. Did I tell you about Ernie's haircut? Oh, my God. They did terrible. This is Keith Jackson. This is Keith Jackson. Uncle Rich. All the way up top. Keith Jackson. Uncle Rich with the point. He's at 6. I think this next guy is a Hall of Famer. But you know my track record on knowing the Football Hall of Famers. So I'm just going to say I think. I think he's a Hall of Famer. New Orleans Saints. Last name must be spelled correctly. It is not Rodgers. It is not Jackson. It is not Kelly. It is Pat Swilling. Uncle Rich. Uncle Rich was first. Unicorn Cupcake was second. Scotty Dubs was third. Pat Swilling. Can somebody confirm if he's a Hall of Famer or not? Uncle Rich is now at 7. We got a tight battle at the top. 10-9-7 at the top. Next up, this guy, I can assure you, is Uncle Rich confirms, Pat Swilling, Hall of Famer. This guy, not a Hall of Famer. Although, you know what? I bet he's not even a Hall of Famer at his college. Oh, this guy is a Hall of Famer, not in the NFL. He is a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. Who is this guy? He's a quarterback. He's a Hall of Famer at Wake Forest. He is in the Wake Forest Sports Hall of Fame, though he took him a while to get inducted. He was not inducted until, I'm not going to say that. That'll give it away. But long after his career at Wake Forest. Let's see. Where are we at? I don't think I see any correct answers. It is not Duper, Clayton, Jenkins, or Miller. It is not Humphreys, Plunkett, or Harbaugh. It is Elkins, though. Mike Elkins. Found Treasure says Pat Swilling is not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I thought he was. Uncle Rich said he was. This is Mike Elkins, who was inducted into the Wake Forest Sports Hall of Fame in 2022. That dude from Duryea. See, he is a Hall of Famer. That dude is tied max. We're at 10-10 at the top. Another non-pro football Hall of Famer. All right, I've got to, since I Googled Mike Elkins. Pat Swilling is in the College Football Hall of Fame. Let's see. Pat Swilling. He is not. Pat Swilling, not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's a College Hall of Famer, though. So thank you. Who said that? Found Treasures. All right. Next up. This guy. I'm sure if Mike Elkins made his College Hall of Fame, I'm sure every player in this pack is in their College Hall of Fame. This guy would be in the Arizona State Hall of Fame. Let's see. Who's this guy? Chargers, San Diego Chargers. Let's see. I don't know. All right, here we go. It is not Smith. It is not Fouts. It is not Humphrey. It is not Tolliver. It is not Brister. It is not Humphreys. It is Mark Malone. Sugar Shane with the win. Let's see if is Mark Malone in the Arizona State Hall of Fame. Mark Malone. I don't think so. Sugar Shane with the point. I think is that your first point this round? It is. Ooh, next up. This is a tough one. Next one. Next one up. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we need the offensive lineman, not the quarterback he's protecting. Offensive lineman. It is Vinny Testaverde in the background, but that's not. It's an offensive lineman protecting Vinny Testaverde. This guy was born in Milwaukee. Oh, he's a Badger. He's a Badger. Last name only. Must be spelled correctly. It's not too many letters in his last name. He is a Wisconsin Badger. It is not Selman, Hall, Pitts, Potman, Webb. It is none of those. It is Turk. That dude. Dan Turk. Got a lot of sunlight coming in. Dan Turk. That dude was first. Max was second. Merle was third. And that dude is taking the lead. 11-10. All right, you guys were talking about a bang and pack. Well, it's going to get worse. Here's another toughie. Not a lineman, though. New England Patriots. Ooh, doesn't get any better on the next one either. All right, this guy was a defensive end for the Patriots. I can assure you he is not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's unlikely in the College Football Hall of Fame. But he's probably in the Toledo University Hall of Fame. I would put money that this guy is in the Toledo University or University of Toledo, whatever the hell they call it, Hall of Fame. It's a common last name. It's not Davis, Tippett, Veras, or Sims. I'll help you out. It's not Johnson Smith or what's another common last name? It's Williams. That is what it is, though. It's Brent Williams. Brent Williams, defensive end. Brent Williams going to that dude, and he extends his lead. We got another toughie coming up. 12-10-7 at the top. Max is out. He can't handle the 89 Pro set. All right, we got a linebacker for the Dolphins. Linebacker for the Dolphins. That was a terrible photo. Linebacker for the Dolphins, number 51. Not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Likely not in the College Football Hall of Fame. He might be in the Purdue Hall of Fame where he went to school. It is not Cox. It is Brown, though. Wow, Sugar Shane. Nice. Mark Brown, linebacker. Sugar Shane with his second point. Wow, it's 9:40 already. I'm going to be way late on those table releases on MadisonCardShow.com. Jesus, this is another tough one. You guys jinxed us. You jinxed us. Shitty pack. Another common last name, previously unmentioned common last name. Not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say not in the College Football Hall of Fame. And this guy's probably didn't even make, he's from Nebraska. He probably is not in the Cornhuskers Hall of Fame either. It is not Brown, Smith, Wood, Jackson, or Wilson. But it is a common last name. It's not Johnson or Smith either. Dan's in the house. Thank you, Dan. Go Cubs, go. It is not Sanders, Johnson, or Jones. It is not Sanders. It is not White. It's not brown, black, or blue. It's not green, yellow, or orange either. It's not Anderson. Born in Phoenix. Went to school at Nebraska. Second round pick in 1987. It's not Thompson. It's not Arnold either. Nor is it Clark. Starts with a D. Common last name starting with a D. It's not Young. His first name is Brian. His last name is Davis. Brian Davis. Who got Davis? Rich with Davis. Uncle Rich is at 8. Starts with a D and ends with an A-V-I-S. All right. Let's see. All right. We got some shitty cards here. New York Giants. This is a little easier, though, I think. New York Giants safety, not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was born in West Germany. Went to Clemson. He's probably in the Clemson Hall of Fame because this guy had a pretty solid career, I think. It is Terry. Is it Kennard? It is Kennard. I'm going to call him Terry Kennard. Uncle Rich with the point on Kennard. And Rich is one away from tying Max for second. All right. We got a couple cards left. I got a rookie coming up. I don't know what it is, though. All right. I got a Seahawk, another toughie. Not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm going to guess not in the College Football Hall of Fame. It's not a common last name. He went to Texas, so he's a Longhorn. He's probably not in the Texas Longhorn Hall of Fame either. Seattle Seahawks. It is not Davis. It is not Eltman. It is not Empman either. It is not Nash. It is not Gesuk. It is not Gesick. It starts with an S, and it's not a common last name. He was born in LaGrange, Texas. It is Schultz. Bruce Schultz. Merle with the point. I think is that your second point? Third point for Merle. And he breaks that four-way tie with the Four Horsemen. Merle, Michael, Dave, and Peter. All right. Next up. Oh, the rookie is a wah-wah. No Barry Sanders or Troy Aikman rookies in this pack. All right. Here's a Ram. Linebacker. Not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Boy, this pack went from okay to shitty real fast, didn't it? Los Angeles Rams. This guy was born in Detroit. Went to school for the Wolverines at Michigan. It is not Ellis. It is not Youngblood. He was drafted in first round pick in 1981 out of Michigan. It is Owens, Mel Owens, Sugar Shane. Mel Owens. Or wait, Sugar Shane was first. Dat Dude was second on that one. Sugar Shane with 3 points, and he's now in a tie with Merle. Moving on up. And we got 2 left. We got a player and an announcer. All right, Sugar Shane. All right, here's our rookie card. This is pretty easy. Miami Hurricanes, rookie quarterback. John says, I'm glad someone didn't pay $25 on your eBay Live for this pack. No doubt. I don't think anybody's spending $25 on this pack. I don't know why anybody's spending $25 for one of these packs, but I would hope they're just spending it to like get it graded or something, not to open. It is Steve Walsh. Like we got quite a few answers, correct answers. Steve Walsh. First one, Uncle Rich was first on this. And Uncle Rich is now tied in second place. All right, next up, our last card, it's an announcer. It's an announcer. Who is this guy? An iconic announcer. It is Dick Enberg. Uncle Rich with the point. Oh, I got to look. He misspelled it first. Oh, he corrected himself. Merle comes in with Al Michaels, which was not correct. Dick Enberg, and Rich was able to correct himself in time and got the correct. And he moves into sole possession of second place. So after another round, we've got Dat Dude from Duryea taking over first place with 12. Uncle Rich moves up to second, and Max drops to third. We got John Maybe in fourth with 4 points. We got a tie for fifth between Merle and Sugar Shane. And then we got Michael, Dave, and Peter at 2. Jordan, Alex, L1C, Unicorn Cupcake, and Rock Latex, 1 point apiece. All right, I have got to go make some coffee and get our Madison Card Show tables posted online. Have a wonderful day. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. No Hobby Evolution tomorrow morning. I'll be in Anawan, so wish the Titans luck tonight in their homecoming game against Stark County. Hopefully they cover. And then I'll be back on Sunday morning. So no eBay Live today. I'll probably do an eBay Live Saturday night, tomorrow night, and then might do 2 on Sunday. So we'll see. All right. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Hobby Evolution Sunday morning.